Before we begin, it's important to understand who Nisga'a is and where they reside. Nisga'a are an indigenous group of people from Canada, British Columbia. They reside in the Nass River Valley northwestern of BC. On August 4, 1998, a land claim was settled between Nisga'a and the Government of Canada. Through this final agreement, nearly 2,000 square kilometers of land was recognized as Nisga'a. Along with that, they were given fishery rights and annual funding. In this video, we are going to quote some of the most important facts that we have found through our research.
So I'm going to start with the introduction. It was from Nelson Leeson, the president of the Nisga'a Nation, and it was made on a conference that went from November 14th to the 16th in 2007. And he starts by saying, if we have in any way inspired others to seek a better way of life for themselves and their children through peaceful negotiation, I can tell you I am quite proud of that, and so are our people, many of them who are here today.
I'm reading a quote that was part of a letter addressed by H. Mitchell Stevens, who is the president of the Nisga'a Lissom's government, to Tom Fletcher and Ron Johnson, who accused the Nisga'a Nation of attempting to run a parallel state. He said, we were not allowed to participate in the Industrial Revolution, and we need to catch up to the rest of Canada. As tax-paying Canadians, we at the Nisga'a Nation still have to earn our daily bread, attract investment to our area, and carefully plan and build for our future, just like everyone else in Canada.
So the quote I'll be reading is from the speech to the British Columbia legislator in 1998, and Joseph Gosnell is the one who made this statement, and he is a major Nisga'a representative in the treaty negotiations. So today marks a turning point in the history of British Columbia. Today, Aboriginal and non-Aboriginal people are coming together to decide the future of this province. I'm talking about the Nisga'a Treaty, a triumph for British Columbians, and a beacon of hope for Aboriginal people around the world. A triumph, I believe, which proves to the world that reasonable people can sit down and settle historical wrongs. It proves that a modern society can correct the mistakes of the past. As British Columbians, as Canadians, we should all be very proud. A triumph because, under the treaty, the Nisga'a people will join Canada and British Columbia as free citizens, full and equal participants in the social, economic, and political life of this province and of this country.
In her recent book entitled Post-Colonial Sovereignty, the Nisga'a Final Agreement, published in 2012, Tracy Lea Scott focuses on the power relationships at play in the negotiations. And she notably emphasized that there is a belief that Canadian law and society either cannot change to incorporate First Nation, or that even if they can, we are not really sure we want them to. But whether we like it or not, we are changing as a result of the participation of First Nations.
So this quote was spoken by a Nisga'a spokesman as an answer to government assertions of absolute ownership over the land in question. And so what it says is, what we don't like about the government is they are saying this: we will give you this much land. How can they give it when it is our own? We cannot understand it. They have never bought it from us or our forefathers. They have never fought and conquered our people and taken the land in that way. And yet they say now they will give us so much land, our own land. These chiefs do not talk foolishly. They know the land is their own. Our forefathers for generations and generations past had their land here all around us. Chiefs have had their own hunting grounds, their salmon streams, and places where they got their berries. It has always been so. It is not only during the last 4 or 5 years that we have seen the land. We have always seen it and owned it. It is no new thing. It has been ours for generations. If we had only seen it for 20 years and claimed it as our own, it would have been foolish, but it has been ours for thousands of years.